Back in 1991, if you were a company director or a car thief, there was only one car that you wanted to get your hands on, and that was the Ford RS Sierra Cosworth. These cars are now worth some serious cash. So in today's video, we're going to take a look at what you need to know if you're going to buy one. This is a little special.
We like something a bit different, Dan, don't we? This is a Rouse 304R Sierra Cosworth. Quite a rare beast. I think initially they were going to make 100 of them. I think they made around about 64. Not that many left either, I don't think. One other thing that makes it really special is it's still got cloth seats, which I think just makes it stand out that little bit extra, really. Great colour, moonstone blue, fabulous Ford colour, really suits it. I mean, this has had a full sort of restoration. Nut and bolts, sort of bare metal respray, all the corrosion taken out, and it's been done to a real high standard. You know, a real rare, special bit of kit, really.
Before we get into the inspection, here's a quick history lesson for you. The Ford Sierra launched in 1982 and became one of Britain's most popular family cars. In 1986, Ford and Cosworth created the legendary Sierra RS Cosworth, a 204 brake horsepower, turbocharged homologation special built to go racing. Then, in 1988, came the more discreet Sapphire Cosworth Saloon, followed by the four-wheel drive Sapphire Cosworth 4x4 in 1990. Their performance and motorsport success made them hugely desirable to the general public, but also a favourite target for thieves. By the early 1990s, the Sierra Cosworth was Britain's most stolen car, and getting insurance for your fast Ford became nearly impossible. The car we're inspecting today is even rarer. This is a Rouse Sport 304R, developed by touring car champion and legend Andy Rouse. With around 300 brake horsepower and a host of performance upgrades, it was one of the most extreme road-going Cosworths ever built. And while these cars were once at the top of every thief's shopping list, this particular example has an incredible documented history that any owner would be proud of. Let's take a closer look at this amazing piece of history.
So I've got to say a big thank you to Rod, whose car this is.
Absolutely.
And if anyone's absolutely smitten by this and serious, we're not accepting time wasters. This car's actually for sale.
It is currently for sale, yeah, absolutely. Not cheap, but it shouldn't be cheap. I mean,
it shouldn't be.
The money that it's gone into it to get it to the condition that it is.
Like our previous inspection videos, we'll go through what you need to look out for if you're going to buy one.
Definitely, yeah.
The quirks of this one, and then we'll all get jealous on how much we all want it.
Well, that's it. Absolutely, yeah. No, I mean, if I had the money, it'd certainly be one in the collection, definitely.
Let's get into it then, starting with that famous 16-valve turbocharged engine.
We normally start with things to look out for the bodywork, which we'll do later,
yep,
but we
definitely
can't have a Cosworth on the ramp and not...
We've got to have a look under the bonnet, haven't we?
We've got to look under the bonnet, yeah.
Yeah, the level of detail continues obviously through here as well, even down to nice genuine Ford battery as well with all the original, well obviously it's not an original battery, but all the part numbers and everything that you would get from Ford. Battery boxes, perfect, they're quite a common thing for corroding around that area on the Fords. Usual thing with corrosion as well that you've got to check out. With the car being a Rouse as well, there's a few little plaques under the bonnet which all sort of add to it. I mean, it's sort of one of them cars, as soon as you look at it, you lift the bonnet, you just know it's right. I mean, it's not even been running since it's had the rebuild, so
really?
It's sort of
so this is as good as it's going to be.
Yeah.
People that are looking at picking one of these up, what are you looking for under the bonnet?
The originality. These cars tend to be modified. I mean, you're looking for the standard of the workmanship under there, really, which this is pucker. Yeah, with sort of various bits of mods, and you know, I mean, they had sort of spotlights and all sorts of stuff on them, didn't they? But you're looking for some sort of dodgy wiring and dodgy repairs and all the rest of it. The engines themselves are normally pretty good. Obviously, you're listening for sort of knocks, bottom end. You know, that could be an issue because nature of the beast, they tended to have a hard life to the Cosworth.
I'd never have guessed that.
you didn't generally buy them just to potter around to the shops, did you? No. You know, they did get used as they were intended. Me as well, if I'm looking for something like this, or looking at something like this, obviously it's done no miles since it's been rebuilt, but age can creep up on it. So I mean, you'd be asking questions, when was the cam belt done? Looking at bits of your rubber, your hoses, you know, all the bits that can perish through time rather than through use, you know, because obviously it's not been used. You're looking at panel alignment as well, all your panel gaps side by side, make sure they're okay. Evidence of bits of paint. I mean, like I say, most of these are all at an age where they will have had some paint.
Yeah.
Obviously to varying degrees of quality.
While we've got the bonnet up, Steve, we can't not talk about these things getting stolen.
Well, yeah.
So we'll talk about how to, because this might be genuinely helpful. A lot of these cars were nicked, weren't they?
Oh, yeah, massively, yeah.
What should someone be looking for if they're a bit dubious or something doesn't right? Where do the plaques and all
you want to be looking,
look?
absolutely, yeah. So you want to be checking chassis numbers, engine numbers. Obviously they'll be on your V5 as well, so that's a good starting point. Obviously sort of chassis numbers, we won't sort of show them obviously on the car, we don't want to give too much info away, but yeah, so they're stamped into the body, stamped into the engine, so they're quite hard to forge. It's usually fairly obvious if they've been tampered with, to be fair, you know. So yeah, with something like this, the value that this is at, yeah, it's something that you want to be checking.
Now let's take a look at the bodywork.
Good poke at your gaps, Dan, make sure they're pretty much equal side by side. Can be a bit of a telltale if something's had any action. You want to be looking around the wings as well there, sort of common bits, because you get the dirt that sits behind and that can rot from the inside outwards. Just sort of fitment of things like your front bumpers, side skirts, that type of stuff. Rubbing strips as well, these can sort of come loose and curl up a little bit around the edges. All nicely done. Nice little detail on this with it being a Roush, so it's got the Roush stickers just on the side.
I was going to say with the Roush bits, getting parts for these in 2026 is hard enough. Getting Roush parts...
Well, yeah, no, that is a good point.
And if they're not challenging to get, they're not going to be cheap.
I mean, there's quite a few specialists which deal in stuff. Some bits you can get a few bits from Ford, bizarrely. Some of the Roush styling bits, I mean, the rear spoiler on the boot is definitely different. Part of the check over, Dan, we'll always have a look in the boot as well, make sure it's all good in there. Just lift up the carpet as well and the wheel well. It's just a case of having a look in there. Again, we're sort of checking for any leaks or anything like that. Nice to see a nice original spare, full-size spare as well.
We like a full-size spare on the channel.
Oh, 100%. Definitely, yeah. No, they make life easier, don't they, if you do have an issue. But yeah, I mean, you're sort of looking for any water leaks, any signs of corrosion.
And this is where you'd be looking for any accident damage on the rear, right?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. I mean, if there's any sort of creases in the wheel well, you know, for the spare wheel well, that's a bit of a telltale sign as well.
One thing I like about this car, and I suppose it's this era of car, but it's the lack of just plastics covering everything. Like underneath the boot you know, you can see everyything.
Of course you can, yeah.
I suppose if anything's covered up that shouldn't be, it's a bit of a
setting
the alarm bells off.
What they're hiding underneath.
Over the past couple of months, I've received a few emails from some very generous people out there who said they're really enjoying what we're doing with the channel and they'd like to support us. So if you'd like to support the channel and buy me and Steve a brew now and then, scan the QR code now. But if you'd still like to support us without spending a penny, all you need to do is press the subscribe button and hit that thumbs up. It really helps the channel. Thank you so much for your support so far. And now back to the video. That's everything we can look at on the ground, so let's put the car on the ramp and see what you need to keep an eye on underneath.
Up in the air, Dan. When I'm at this height, you know, you'd be looking under the front splitter, you're checking for damage. Quite low, quite exposed. I mean, there's not a mark on it, is there? It's seen nothing. I mean, even down to the little removable panel that you can access the towing eye with, you know, it's all there. Sort of things that can get lost and disappear over time, you know, they can come loose and disappear. But yeah, that's all in. One thing I never mentioned before, which are really cool, which I do like, are not very good, but pretty useless, but the little headlamp wipers. You know, very, very of its time.
Yeah, very of its time.
But cool, though, are they?
Yeah,
I do like them. Just something different and a bit quirky.
Like you said, completely useless.
Yeah,
in the grand scheme of things.
That's it. Particularly on a car like this as well, which never goes out in the damp or anything like that. But you could see the radiator through the grille, so it's a mooch around the radiator. Some cars have various sort of coolers, intercoolers, and the like. Front end is sort of fairly exposed, so you'd be looking for any bends, creases up there. Power steering as well, power steering rack, so you'd be looking for leaks around the power steering pipes. Like I say, sort of cars with any age, I mean, deterioration on the gaiters, I'll be checking for, but Obviously there's none of them. They are like new still, but even so, you know, if a car's not done any mileage, they can still perish over time, depending on how it's been stored. Suspension arm bushes, ball joints. I mean, generally we will be jacking it up and having a good pull and prod, but they're all new. You know, that's quite nice to see. An ABS ring as well, which is probably sort of an early variant of the ABS. So it's got the ABS sensor on there. Always worth having a look on sort of earlier cars like this, where on top of the track rod ends they've got like a castellated nut. On more modern cars would have a nylock nut, which sort of stops the car or stops the nut working its way off, but these have a castellated nut and a split pin going through it, so you've got to make sure the split pin's in place, and because they can get removed, lost, or just corrode out, seize up, or people can snap them off, you know, when they're taking them off. Calipers are new, brake flexes are new, all the brake pipes are new. Anti-roll bar bushes, you know, sort of areas like this are quite exposed, so they're sort of known for sort of getting bashed and cracked, and obviously corrosion as well, so it's worth a look around there. Gearbox is nice and dry. It has actually got something in common with the TBR. It's got the T5 gearbox.
I hate that gearbox. It's the best gearbox driving wise, but the worst one to repair.
Well, yeah, we've had a bit of bad luck, haven't we, with it? But, and obviously this one's four-wheel drive, so slightly different. So you've got your prop shaft coming off the back, and then obviously your front one there, delivering drive to the front diff, which go across to the front wheels. So this has got the rubber donut coupling on the prop as well. You want to be having a look at those, but because they can split and perish and cause sort of knocking noise and issues when taking up drive. One little thing, I suppose, which isn't standard, poly bushes on the front anti-roll bar, but whether the original standards are available or not, I'm not sure, but I mean, it's a nice little upgrade. Poly bushes are great, you know, for track cars. I mean, on a standard road car, I'd be a bit wary of putting them in the normal wishbones just because they're quite hard and firm. Checking on brake pipes, fuel pipes, but again, all new. Obviously, when we're at this height as well, you want to be checking down the sills. Most have been welded in various different plates. You want to have a look in all your little bits of the box section as well. Quite often stuff gets jacked up in the wrong place and you get sills that are delved in and bent round, and obviously when that happens, that can cause corrosion points, you know, if they start taking some of the coatings off. Prop shaft as well. You might recognise the diff as well. I mean, common joked before that it's a TVR diff, but I think it's more of a TVR with a Ford diff. But yeah, no, it's nice to see, and it's all sort of familiar stuff really. Bone dry as well down around all the seals. Wishbones, you know, the rear suspension arms. I mean, they've all been painted and powder coated, so you shouldn't really, if it's a pressed arm like that, they shouldn't really be welded, but you want to have a good poke about and make sure there's no patches on there or anything like that. Handbrake cable runs through a little bracket on there, which you want to make sure that's all in place as well and nice and secure and tight and out of the way. Fuel pump obviously is at the back as well. It's protected in this little cage, so you've got your pump there and your filter there. With the ethanol content, I think we've mentioned that before, can kill the rubbers and hoses fairly quickly, so a car like this wants to be run on the E5, you know, the higher octane stuff. But again, you know, regardless of that, you want to be looking at hoses, particularly the fuel side. It's something that you don't want to lose to a fire.
No.
Is something like this.
Now it's time for the bit we all remember the most, the interior.
So inside the fast forward, Steve,
It's as good as it is on the inside as it is on the outside.
this is immaculate. The original
Oh,
radio,
Yeah, Ford radio, CD player as well at the back, which that will have been.
a big deal.
Yeah, totally. And the fact, you know, it's a Ford one as well, which it just, it all adds to it, doesn't it? I like your little Rouse plaque as well, just under the vent for the passenger side.
So sitting inside one of these, what are we looking for? Are we looking for holes in the dash, electronics not working, that kind of thing?
That's it, yeah. You want to check for sort of cracks in the dash, because the rubber dashes can crack potentially as well and sort of go out of shape. Stuff like radios, they've generally upgraded and modified, weren't they? Sort of technology moved on. You want to be sort of checking for the mileage as well, mileage discrepancies. Obviously all the back history for the MOTs is all available online, so that's a great useful tool. You know, if you sort of search for MOT history, there's a government site which shows all the previous MOTs, previous advisories that a car may have had. So yeah, real useful tool that when you're looking at a car. You want to be looking, make sure all the electrics work. Obviously 4 electric windows to check as well. This has got electric mirrors, all your lights you want to be sort of having a, I mean, again, not the end of the world to do, but the illumination for the dash as well, make sure all that works and kicks into life, which it does. It dims the clock as well, which is, yeah, a nice little feature. Heater blower fans, again, something else that was sort of pinched for TVR.
Does the blow motor work? Can I borrow the blow motor in this one for my TVR? Or
it does work, Dan.
It works better than mine does.
Yeah. I'd be surprised if it didn't in this, to be honest with you. You want to be sort of looking for headlinings. Headlinings can sag as well. Sunroofs, as with all cars, there's quite a big potential for them to leak and then sort of cause corrosion. So you want to be sort of looking around your sunroof channels, corrosion, standing water, that type of thing. Conditioner seats, you want to, it's not always easy to see, but you want to be having a good feel on the inner sills as well. Check around the sort of seat mounts for corrosion. I say again, big. It's not a big deal on this car because it's you know, it's all been done. Carpets as well, you know, again, you want to be feeling, see if there's any damp on the carpet, see if that could be a telltale sign of the sunroof leaking, or, you know, any doors that are slightly out of alignment. Steering wheels as well, I mean, that was something else that was quite often changed and modified, so it's nice to see original steering wheel.
We spoke about it earlier, Steve. It's a really comfortable car.
Oh, it is
just
really
spending
good.
the day with it.
And I think having the fabric seats helps as well. You know, they're just, I know leather's nice, and I suppose everybody wanted leather back in the day, but the fabric seats are just that bit nicer to sit in.
Yeah, they are.
And I think they wear better as well. You know, the longevity's there. I mean, the back seats on this look like they've never been sat in. You know, look at this, the original armrest as well. Yeah. Another little plaque as well, just to remind
the passengers what special
what you're
car you're in.
Yeah, proper back speakers as well, with little tweeters as well in the subs. You wouldn't have got that on your Sierra L. So it's a nice little bit of luxury which you wouldn't have got. So yeah, real cool thing, isn't it? I do like this car. It's a proper thing, innit? It is as good as it get. Yeah, probably better than you. Find another one, really.
Big thank you to Rob for letting us look over this car today.
Yeah, real nice guy, and the car's a real credit to him as well.
It is. And like we said at the start of the video, you can own it.
Absolutely, yeah. No, he has put it up for sale. If you're in the market for one, we'll pass on your details.
Yeah, I'll put the link in the description, and people can buy it. But Steve, thanks again. It's really nice to see the blue oval in the workshop.
Something different, Dan, isn't it? Yeah, we've got a week or two coming up with some. We've just done a few jobs on a Mexico. We've got an XR3i as well, which is in the diary for a timing belt and a full service. Another proper car as well. Yeah, because we've done a few inspections on these, but a few videos in the future we're actually going to start working on some of these other cars, because that's what this channel's all about, really. Yeah,
it's
that's what we're about. Yeah, definitely.
About fixing things and showing what you get up to here at Selby TVR. Yep. So thanks again, Steve. I'm going to think about how much I'd like to own this car.
I know, it'd be nice, wouldn't it?
If you've enjoyed today's video, you'll probably like this one as well. You can also press here to subscribe to watch more videos like this. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.